My
both of
guy.
us are intrigued by the idea of taking Kyle Pitts. If you
Yeah.
put Kyle Pitts on this team, how far could the Niners go in 2021? If they really think they're in win now mode, is this the move that helps them win now the most?
Bro, this keeps me up at night. Imagine if Jimmy was really our franchise guy.
Yeah. Right.
So that means this will be a luxury pick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
this is what bothers me because let's say Jimmy is our franchise guy.
Yeah.
He just had two bad years. If you give him a Pitts, and now you got the guy that took you to a Super Bowl a year ago, another weapon to go with Kittles. And I'm just like, one, he's had the experience. He's had a playoff run. Yeah, they took the ball out of his hands in the playoff, but the experience is there. You can't pay for that. Like Fields, all them, no matter how many big games they played in college, there's nothing like the playoffs in the NFL. So Jimmy has that. Then weapons all across the board. And then you got a Kyle Shanahan who's a top 5 play caller. You got a defense who lost all the members that it lost, but still was a top 10 defense. So it keeps me up. Like, I don't want to just throw Jimmy out of the way and get a guy who's unproven and he might be even worse. And then Jimmy goes back to New England and it's like, okay, I'm fine. And has a Drew Brees type of career. Like, that scares me because you've seen the potential.
Yep.
That's the thing with Jimmy. If he was just bad, I would be like, all right, get rid of him. But it's just he's had bad moments in the injury.
Yep.
It's hard. And then you look at Kyle, the 2 years without Jimmy, and it's like, imagine him there because the team overachieved. Bro, you beat Kyler Murray.
Without Jimmy, with CJ. Yeah.
You damn near got Jared Goff fired with CJ Beathard and Nick Mullins.
Right.
Like, that's why Jared Goff got fired.
Because he lost.
Beat him with backup quarterbacks in San Francisco. And then you got Russell Wilson, who wants out of town because he sees the 49ers are intact and they're a couple pieces away. And if they do get, and I could tell he heard the rumbling. It was Watson in Denver. I mean, Watson in Denver. It was San Francisco and Denver. That was it. And that speaks to, I'm gonna just throw this in real quick, bro. Like the timing of everything that happened with Watson, I won't be surprised if it was teams like just throwing it out there because they could see the damage that the 49ers would have did with Watson. And they just got him out of the way, knowing that we didn't have time on our side to wait for this to play out.
Right.
So it's just weird to me how, and I've heard that a lot about prospects in the league. Teams issue false narratives. Like, who knows if all the negative comments and all the negative things that were coming out about Fields 2-3 weeks ago were from teams who really wanted him, but just wanted you to stay away from him. I see them playing those type of games in the NFL. So, but to go back to Kyle Pitts and George Kittles and Brandon Ayuk and Mostert and all these weapons that Jimmy or whatever quarterback I have at their disposal, how do you fail? And if you do fail, you don't belong in the NFL. That's number one options who are interchangeable all over the board.
Jimmy's done so well without Kyle Pitts. How does he fail with Kyle Pitts if he stays healthy? I mean, really the only issue is staying healthy. And then also like a guy like Josh Rosen, how does Rosen fail? How does any quarterback who's a starting caliber player in the NFL fail with Kittle, Pitts, Ayuk, and Debo and Mostert? I mean, come on. Like Andy Dalton would tear it up with that.
Man, personnel, I'm looking around the league, bro, and I'm like Tampa Bay. Maybe, they lost Hunter Henry. But what San Diego had going on, but there aren't a lot of receiver corps where you just have guys all over the field. You have two receivers that run like running backs and catch like number one receivers. You have a tight end who blocks like a lineman but runs like a receiver. You have running backs who catch like receivers and have 4.3 speed. So you have weapons and they're all interchangeable. They all could do damage from any spot on the field. They're all, in a sense, home run hitters. They just need the trigger man to give them the ball.
And seems to me if the Niners get Pitts, only team that's definitely better than them in the NFC is Tampa. It seems like the Niners can compete with any team at that point as long as Jimmy stays healthy. But, who knows if that could happen.
That's a big if, bro. And
that's the problem. You bring in Kyle Pitts and you try to run it back, and then Jimmy gets hurt, and you're like, well, we're back to where we were. Yeah.
Throw the papers up in the air like,
exactly.
Okay.
All right, back to last year.